I guess that was the turning point when I realized that you don't have to be too serious, There should be a lot of fun and game. And my choice of fun and game was in the performing arts. When I trace back the history of how I, was into the arts and all that, it reminds me how growing up as a kid in my household, my parents were both school teachers and they also were interested in sports and arts. So we had to do both together. In the house, we always enjoy doing dancing and all that. And encouragement was given every time when we could show our improvisation based on the form that we were taught of. I also realized my parents, my mother especially, when she went for dance classes, because I was the firstborn child, she would take me along. I remember how in those days I would be holding my milk bottle on one corner of the room. And they would be dancing, I'll be watching. By the time I grew up in primary school already, before primary school, I was mimicking the movement, I was miming the movement. I felt very normal. I think there's something here where, they don't have to teach the finer points of culture because of us being there practicing something very refined. Embodies the notion of being halus and proper. And therefore, it carries itself. When we were small, many years I lived in a Chinese village. So I speak Hokkien and I grew up in Penang. Now, because we lived among the Chinese neighbors, they were not concerned because I had to go to see the opera with my Chinese friend. We went to the seasonal opera during the Hungry Ghost and all that. So very familiar. I would enter their house, eat with them, and I know what is haram and what is halal. They know what is haram and what is halal. Comparatively to what it is today, it's very difficult today to justify things. In the multicultural, multiracial societies in Penang, everybody does whatever they want to do, and there's each one mutual respect to that. I was trying to be trained as a diplomat. There was no courses on performing arts, but there was a very important cultural group in called Kasuma, which is still alive today. And that was the outlet for us to learn so many things from theater, music, dancing, and all that. And that brought me into this sphere of friends who are from very other faculties. I'm so pleased and very happy that we kept that relationship from 1970s to now because of our involvement in Kasuma, Kumpulan Kesenian Industri Malaya, which to me was the starting point of my career professionally. When I had the opportunity to be mentored by Christian Jit, he started to interrogate me, in a way asking for me to question myself as a Malay guy performing Malay dances and contemporary works. And to me, there's a third eye that is so crucial, by which the externality of question made you think of yourself beyond the premise of you. My superficiality makes me realize that I'm not smart enough. There's not enough of it. And it's very humbling. When I talk like this, it's very emotional because many of them are no longer with us. But I suppose that's how it began. When I was applying for a scholarship to do my master's in Hawaii, majoring in dance technology in the music school, very tough school, and nobody believed me. What field is this? Obviously, it's very new, nobody knew about it. I answered them, that's precisely why I should get the scholarship, because it's a pioneering field, and one day we may need an ethnographer who can deal with the performing arts at par with the Western scholars. That kind of argument took me almost a year to convince people to say, okay, we'll give you a scholarship. Shortly after that, I had to ask for another scholarship for my doctoral program. Even that too, because even in spite of the fact that I brought these new studies back, the academics who are my seniors doesn't understand it. I was worried 30 years ago, said, can we become a country that is at par with other countries where the arts is recognized as a professional discourse rather than as a part-time. When we started off seriously putting performing arts into the curriculum at the tertiary level, we started with ASK, Academic Kebangsaan. And eventually when University of Malaya decided to open up, I was the one who developed the dance program. I am frequent China every year. They are very good in AI in all the academies. I go and give my lectures, The engagement of AI into a system of performativity is so huge. And we are nothing near. Even when you are talking with them at a coffee store, just discussing points of reference, the integrity of their premises and their notion of what they want is so strong that nobody's going to bend over or just let it go until it's very clear that one cannot do it. And in order to do that, one must be more creative, more challenging, more proactive. You have to have the fundamental ingredient, to me, is artistic freedom. Reviving, preserving, promoting Zapin, and seeing what it is today, as I said many times, I feel so blessed that I could see after 40 years, 30 years plus, what it has become. A mainstream form, not a minor one, where Zapin from Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak are commonly performed. I don't want to be romantic about it. Maybe somewhere it's meant for me to feel this sensation. And I cannot express how it is. It is such a beautiful feeling. I love people to expand themselves from whatever I produced. The film I created, the YouTubes I put up, the readings and the publication. I just want that knowledge to be kept in memory and in practice. I look forward to do whatever more I can